to the B&T Sports Talk Show. Welcome. And you're here with your host, me, T. And to my right or left, I can never remember. Is B. So we're here with y'all on another Sunday today to discuss some of the happenings in the sports world this week. But before we jump into any of that, today is a very special day for one of us, and it ain't me. Today is B's 21st birthday. So I just want to give him a huge shout out. Happy birthday, B. He's was nice enough to spend his birthday some of his birthday with us and all of you. Because in a couple of days, I think, right, he's going out of town and he will not be back for quite some time.
Tomorrow, man. We're getting on a plane headed to Hawaii tomorrow.
Wow, see?
That's a relaxing vacation.
See, there you go. See, that's how you celebrate a birthday, folks. You handle business, you get on a plane, and then you gone.
Yeah. Absolutely,
Well,
man. I appreciate the love.
Well, happy birthday to you, man. And without further ado, let's jump on into this show. So we're actually going to start with, before I even jump into that, let me, of course, say, if this is your first time listening to us, go ahead and subscribe. We appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like button. We appreciate that as well. If you're a subscriber, or go ahead and hit that notification button. We appreciate that also. So thank you again for joining us. So we're going to start with MLB. We're going to start off with a hot MLB team that is near and dear to your heartbeat, and that is the San Francisco Giants, who are going into an 11-game road trip, who are 1.5 games out of the top of the NL West, 1.5 game away from your favorite team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. And this is setting up to be a nice long stint where the Giants have a chance to prove themselves and push their ticket for the playoffs. So looks like they started off positively with the sweep over the Pirates. So B, hey man, we talked about it last week about how they were making some progress and looking like a much better team. How you feeling about them after their sweep of the Pirates?
I think that was pretty good. I mean, you got to win on the road. The main goal is to at least win 2 games out of 3, and I mean, getting a third one is a bonus. So anytime you could win a series and then have a bonus one and take that extra is good. But that's what it's. They're gonna have to win a lot of games if they're gonna keep pace with a team like the Dodgers here. I don't think they really have to worry much about Arizona. You may see a team like that kind of stumble, but in order to kind of catch the Dodgers, it's going to take another 10-game winning streak to take that lead. But they're going to have to win every single series if they're going to want to win this division. But hey, man, competitive. That's all you ask for from a team. They went from a 10-game winning streak to a 4-game winning streak, and now they're back to 5 here. So it's a plus sign, especially when they're missing some guys here. But they're slowly getting fully healthy, and hopefully by August they'll have a full team with Mitch Haniger coming back and Thairo Estrada. They'll have some good players hanging around coming back to them. So, and plus they make some noise in the trade deadline too, and we'll talk about that in a second here. But you know, if you can stay within that playoff talk and find a way to make your team better, oh, absolutely, you gotta make sure to do that. So, it's I mean, it's only July, but at this point, you got to be excited because now we're halfway through the season and your team is in it. So now it's all about maintaining it and trying to build those pieces to get ready for October.
Yeah, and it'll make that win against the Dodgers that much sweeter whenever those games come around. So definitely.
Dude, they barely play them now, man. Now they only play them twice, 2 series on the road. So, you know, it's not like you get a chance to play them that extra 2 times, which is it sucks, man, because I really hate the Dodgers.
Yeah. Plus, you want that interdivision rivalry. You want to have. Plus, when you're in the standings, it's always great to be able to beat up on teams that are in the hunt with you. That gives you a leg up on them anytime you get a win. So you talked about the Giants being competitive. That goes right into our next subject, which is the fact that there's a big name player out there who's on a rather kind of sorry team, and that's Shohei Ohtani. And the guy is obviously an all-world player. No, I mean, literally. Literally. So, you know, as you mentioned, there are some things that can happen at the trade deadline or maybe even once we get into the offseason Do you think, and we've actually talked about this, I think, on the show before, do you think that Otani, who is probably going to be due a mega contract, is there a chance that the Giants are in the hunt to get his services?
I think so. The Giants, look, we all know what happened during the preseason. They didn't spend any money,
Yeah.
so they've got all this money to spend here, and they're. I mean, they flashed it, but you're talking an extra 200 million to a player with one in a generation talent, to say the least.
Yeah.
And the Giants are going to have to do it because it's gonna end up a bidding war because the Dodgers didn't spend any money this past season. In fact, they emptied a lot of contracts, and more than likely they're emptying it to make room for a guy like Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
And he's already in the Anaheim's not really Los
It
Angeles,
is.
but he's in the southern.
It's where Disneyland is. I mean, come on. I mean, they act like it's come on. Oh,
Dude, that's like saying Sacramento is the Bay Area.
no, it isn't. Anaheim and Los
entirely.
Angeles are a whole of a lot closer than Sacramento. It doesn't take you an hour to get from Anaheim to. It takes you a street exit or two. So I always
No.
find that funny, man. It's all Los Angeles to us. Sorry, I guess we're Bay Area natives, so it's all LA to us. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they all suck down there anyways.
hey, watch it now. Watch it. But
They're gonna have to outbid teams here,
Yeah.
and they're gonna have to spend the money. The other thing they could try to do is if the Angels are looking to get or to part ways with him, because like you said, they're a pretty bad team now. They're gonna have to trade players, and it's gonna cost them a lot to basically get this guy. And if you're renting him for a half season, do you do it? And the answer is yes, you do this. You have to try to make it worth your while to try to bring this man here. And if that means getting rid of most of your prospects to get a player, you see a lot of teams in other leagues do it. Well, I would say the NBA is probably the closest it gets to comparing to the MLB because of the G League, all those undrafted picks that you have, and that talent that you're developing.
Yeah.
You're able to get rid of to bring in big names. If the Giants got to do it, they got to do it. And they got some really good players that are up and coming. This dude Matos, he looks like a Sesame Street character. A lot of upside to him. That's another guy that they could potentially shop. Patrick Bailey, again, great catcher. He's been one of the staples for the team so far. But if you're getting a once in a generation talent, you have to entertain that thought. And the players have to understand that at the end of the day, this is a business.
Yeah.
And if the business means bringing in the best player, it's going to come down to it. So I would say get rid of your talent, because if you could get him and then entice him while he's here to say, hey, this is your home, this ballpark's made for you, you may be able to get him to come over.
Yeah, and you talked about the purse strings of the Giants and the fact that they didn't spend a lot of money this past offseason. This is the one guy where you're going to have to open the wallet, empty it out, take out the credit cards, the debit card, throw it all on the table. We're talking about a guy who could earn a contract nearing $500 million. Oh, man. Do you think the Giants are prepared to bite that bullet, man?
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
And they might as well just start calling for advanced loans, JG Wentworth. They're going to have to call all these companies to get this loan out, because the starting bid is going to be at about $500 million, right?
Yeah.
And it's only going to go up after that. And you're going to compete with an LA team, and you know this. Any LA team out there, what's the one thing they do when they need something? They spend.
we buy players. Yes.
They go and get it. It doesn't matter what the cost is. The cost will pay itself off if the talent is there. So with that one in a generation talent that's bringing butts in the seats, you may have a good product on the field. The playoffs add extra revenue to it as well. So it could eventually pay itself off. You run the risk, because if you don't, if it works out, then you don't make any money. Well, that's the risk you're going to have to be willing to take. But dude, this is going to be some big time money coming out, because I think it would be the first contract to go over $500 million in any sport, and guaranteed money for an MLB
And
player.
I hear that Shohei Ohtani makes probably about 40 mil a year outside of baseball. So I mean, we're talking about a guy who again is going to bring a lot of attention, a lot of eyes to the city of San Francisco. Which again, this is not San Francisco is not a small market, folks. Obviously the San Francisco Bay Area and San Francisco itself is a huge market, and they've already got Chase Center sitting there on the water. I mean, if the Giants need to call Joe Lacob to help them make a deal, then they need to do that. Or
First, Joe Lacob's got some other things to worry about before he starts handing money out to other teams. So he's got his own things to figure out first. But Shohei wants to stay on the West Coast. So what better way than try to keep him, have him come here? And for those who haven't been to AT&T, I'm sorry, it's not AT&T Park, it's Oracle Park. But Oracle Park is the right field wall was made for one guy. That was made for Bonds. It's short. The guy can absolutely launch it over that. But then the rest of the park plays big. For him being a pitcher, that's what you want. Is you want a big ballpark to try to keep everything in the yard. So everything he's looking for sits right in San Francisco. It's just, what are the Giants willing to do? What are they willing to pay in order for him to come to San Francisco and not go to LA or stay in LA?
Exactly. And we'll stay in the MLB. We'll talk about Vlad Jr. coming through with the home run derby win this past week. I did call that it was a dark horse bid or plays it. And I always joke about this bid because I can make all these picks, but there's no money on the table. I feel like I would have a lot of money, man, if I would just had a few dollars on some of it, but I did not. But Vlad looked great out there, tomahawking the ball all over the place. Did you get a chance to watch the home run derby, and what did you think, B?
I did, man. It's fun to watch. The only problem I really have with the home run derby is because it's a timed event, you don't get a chance to admire the real long home run here, because they got to get the next pitch in. So some of the home runs that he hit, were majestic to say the least, but we're not getting a chance to enjoy it because we got to watch the next pitch that comes.
You don't get the replay. You don't get the replay. Yeah.
No. You know what I'm saying? And if you go back to I think it was 2010. Watch Josh Hamilton's home run performance in Yankee Stadium. Dude, he had that place on their feet with every home run that he hit, because you got a chance to sit there and admire it, but the home run derby's getting better. It's getting a lot more competitive. Guys are taking it serious here. Who looked really stupid out there, and I'm only saying this because one, he's a Dodger, and two, he even entered, was Mookie Betts. He had no business being in that home run derby. It comes to find out his wife told him to do it because he's done. Not just cross it off your bucket list. And kudos to his wife to supporting him, to wanting to do something like that. But in all honesty, man, he looked like a kid amongst giants in there.
I would have told my wife, wait, what you trying to do? Why you don't want me to be with you?
And then she was being interviewed by ESPN for for trying to tell him to do it. And he had like 2 home runs in like 2 minutes. Like, it was terrible, man. He didn't belong out there. But kudos for him for trying, man. That's like me being in the home run derby.
That's terrible, man. And speaking of the home run derby, apparently some young man out there in the left field caught a monster shot right on the face. So I'm sure folks are familiar.
So much of a monster shot.
So I'm sure folks are familiar with the kids that they put in the outfield that catch all of the infield pop-ups or the balls that don't make it over the fence, basically. And so there's always like 20, 30. They just throw 50, 10 to 16-year-old kids out there to catch baseballs. Well, one of them came off the bat a little too hot. The young man, I believe it was the young man, got his hand up, but he didn't get up fast enough, and let's just say he got sniped as he fell to the ground immediately. He was out. The poor kid standing around her thinking he probably died. And it just goes to show that
I'm trying not to laugh.
Although we want these kids to be involved, they have their little pink charity, whatever the charity shirt on and all this type of stuff. And of course, children, this is a great opportunity cool to be on television, to be a part of the festivities. We got to vet them. we, we got to vet these kids. We got to make sure that they actually know how to hold the glove, that they know that they got the glove on the right hand, and that they know how to catch the ball. Because after that, I mean, somebody's kid could have lost their life. And I hate to laugh while I'm saying it, but, that's not 100-mile-an-hour fly ball hitting off your kid's head is not good. We got to vet the kids. We got to say, hey, we got to put them through a few tests to make sure that they know how to play baseball, are familiar with the sport, and can catch a ball, because we don't want to see children get hurt in the middle of a game. And like B said, the clock goes by so fast, we didn't even have time to watch what happened. The kid just got beamed, knocked to the ground, and then the next ball's coming, and all the other kids are staring at him thinking he's dead, and their ball goes flying over their head. So it's just, we gotta vet these kids and make sure they know how to catch a baseball before we put them out there.
Bro, it was just a matter of time. It's probably happened before. It just, with the amount of cameras that are out there to film everything.
I felt bad for the kid.
It finally got caught. The kid was wearing sunglasses, dude, and the glasses just disintegrated off of his head.
Didn't you talk about the sunglasses thing? Didn't we talk about that last week? About the kids unnecessarily wearing the sunglasses?
See, karma comes back around you little kid with your giant ass pit viper glasses. It's like, see, this is what you get, man. But dude, I was at my sister's place just catching a little bit of it, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm talking to them, I'm like, man, there's just gonna be a day where a kid just takes a ball off the face because, like you said, there's like 30 kids all packed into one area, and they're all going for the ball. So what's gonna happen? Some kid's not gonna see it. Something's gonna happen, and so a kid's gonna get hurt. And finally, it happened.
Yeah, man.
I couldn't believe it.
Dude, he got schmacked. I feel so bad for him, dude. I saw it.
I watched it
and then B watches it a bunch of times. Look, folks, all I'm saying is they need to vet them. Just vet the kids. That's it. Just vet them.
And Drunk, welcome to the show, man. He goes, my homie got his 2 front teeth knocked out by a fly ball when he was in elementary gym class playing baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Use that glove, baby.
Dude.
Use that glove.
I watched it like 50 times on TikTok, man. I'm sorry, I laughed every single time, man. Dude, slow motion, the glasses.
Look at the kids behind him, closer to the fence. They literally drop everything, and they're looking like, oh, everybody pauses. Like, my man is dead. And then on top of that, while everybody is pausing, another ball comes flying over to the left side because of the timer on the damn home run derby. And it's like, we have no consideration for this child. Nobody calls the timeout. No, nobody, it just continues. And if you're watching it on TV, we're hoping he's okay. Like, we don't even know what happened to him. So I think he's all right. It's funny, but it's not funny.
The picture of him, he got a big old black eye. His eyes also. He's all right.
I hope the kid gets an autograph out of this.
For them oversized glasses. 100%. Yeah, man. They gotta give him something.
Dude, they gotta get him an autograph ball. They don't want his parents to sue, right? I mean, that's what's gonna happen.
Oh no, I'm sure they had the kids
sign a waiver.
Waivers that if you got annihilated by this ball, you're gonna be all right.
Like, hey son, you gonna wear those big ass shades out there? Yeah, I'm gonna wear them. Okay, sign this waiver.
I'm sorry. I've been waiting for. It's been years before something like this happened. It finally happened. Look, I'm sorry I'm laughing so much, but the kid's all right, so we can laugh. It's okay here. And then, and all jokes aside, the National League finally won the All-Star game. It's been over 10 years. They've been on a losing streak, so at least I got that pick correct, to say the least.
Right,
so it was cool. And the best thing about the All-Star game is watching your favorite team's players represent in the All-Star game and seeing them out there. The only thing I hate, though, is that they've all gone to one uniform instead of it being your team's uniform, to say the least there. So
sure,
they got to go back to that.
Remember the NBA used to do that before they changed it.
Yep. And that's how it should be. Like, even the NFL, your jersey was your Pro Bowl jersey, or your All-Star jersey. Yeah. It should be like that. You're representing your team. You're representing the franchise, and so it should be like that. I think they should bring back the home and road jerseys for each team. I think it'd be
And
dope.
Drunk chimes in with the subject we just talked about, Mookie. That's all he wrote. That's all you needed to say. We were just talking about
Yep.
Mookie Betts and his lackluster performance in the home run derby.
Dude, it was like watching him take batting practice, dude. Like he hit like 2 home runs and that was it, man. Make steroids great again.
Oh man, you know what? He
again,
if I don't know if you heard us earlier, Drunk, but his wife made him do it. So I don't know if you guys are married or if Drunk, if you're married, but sometimes the pressure mounts and you just end up doing stuff just because.
Yeah, he had no business. And Drunk, you're right, man. When the steroid era was popping, that home run derby was something else.
That's right.
And boy, did Bud! Don't get me started on that topic. You know how I feel about that.
Free needles in the dugout. All right.
It's not the streets of San Francisco.
That's right. Down in the Tenderloin. Anyway, let's move on. So we're gonna move on to the NBA and talk about some of the happenings in the league. We're gonna start with the end as we got to a great game. Well, I'll say good game for Victor Wembanyama. Well, he was shut down shortly thereafter. So apparently Spurs saw what they needed to, and you saw a lot of this with different players. Scott Henderson, who had a mild injury, also was shut down, and it happens as you get towards the end of the summer league. Same thing you have with the Lakers. We shut down Max Christie, who's a guy we think might be a rotational player for the Lakers that played the summer league. So I kind of expected that would happen. Wembanyama looked a little wiry to start, but he definitely picked it up in that last game. But what I really want to get to is the fact that big baby Glenn Davis was on a radio show or some crap and called him soft and basically made all these assertions about how he, would be able to beat Victor Bim. I mean, does anybody remember who big baby Glenn Davis was? I mean, the guy was coming off the bench at about 310, I'm talking pounds, and he couldn't play more than maybe 10 or 15 minutes a game. And on top of that, Kevin Garnett made him cry. Do you remember him sitting on the bench crying?
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember when he
crying actual grown man tears, folks, on national television. And he got the nerve to call somebody soft? Oh, my gosh. I think we need a mirror, man. He need to get him a mirror, a clear one, because he tripping.
We've talked about this a lot. You can't – look, the kid this is his first time in the league here, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's got enough pressure, but some of these former players who had okay careers, I hate even giving Glenn Davis an okay in his career because the Celtics carried his ass to a good career. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
You saw the potential that he had, and I don't care what talent was out there on the floor. What he did out there is the reason why the Spurs went out to go get him. It's the reason why that he's got all that pressure. Dude, he rebounded a 3-point missed shot and dunked it back. You know what I'm saying? With very little effort. All that potential that we were waiting to see, we saw one game.
Yeah.
And then the Spurs said, all right, you're done.
You're good.
They're protecting their asset. They have to.
Yeah.
But it sucks because now there's nothing to watch in the summer league.
No, there isn't.
And it's already bad enough to try to watch it because you want to watch your stars or potential stars, and now there's nothing to be made. But Ben Davis or Glenn Davis, if you're watching our show, shut the hell up, man. And your career was about as soft as your stomach. All right, you were half-assed in Boston. You were nobody with the Magic. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up. You don't need any more publicity. You got your ring. You got your money. You got your weak-ass career. Okay, just enjoy what the NBA is doing and bringing this young talent. Dude, it drives me nuts when they fuck.
Yeah,
I just
feel like
man.
guys need to kind of remember who they were and what they played like, and Big Baby Davis, he's not the one to be commenting about anybody else's career. That's just how it is, man. We got Drunk chiming in with. I remember Big Baby from LSU on the Celtics. He was a bloated JaVale McGee. I wouldn't even insult JaVale McGee like that.
That's a good one.
I don't know if I would insult JaVale McGee.
He's a better player than him. I think.
At least he had JaVale had athleticism. I mean, Big Baby could knock down a jumper. He could bang with him. He was in there with Perkins. Kendrick Perkins knocking folk around, but I don't know. It's not he's not the person I think of when I think of quality center power for. I don't know, not at all. And then Drake also asked, "Will Victor have a better career? Wembanyama have a better career than Yao Ming?" Yeah, I mean Yao Ming. That's a good question. It depends on injury, my friend. Honestly.
Well, and you look at the generation that Yao Ming played in. It was center dominant.
Yeah.
Like you didn't see centers having a 3-point arsenal in their game there. And Yao Ming really lived inside. He gave Shaq everything he could handle.
Yeah.
Because Shaq was the most dominant center during that time. And then when Yao Ming came, Yao Ming actually gave him some trouble there. The difference with Victor, though, is the handles. The way he could stretch the floor, and that's no pun intended with his height.
Yeah.
But he could knock down a 3-pointer with ease, man. With ease.
Yeah.
So,
man, I that's going to be tough to tell. I think injuries are going to be the biggest factor when it comes to guys that are that big. I mean, I don't know if we've seen any guys that we're talking 7'4" or 7'5". Sometimes guys like that don't last as long. So, obviously, Yao Ming had issues with his feet. And we'll see if Victor can avoid dealing with any type of structural issues with his body. And if he can, then absolutely, he may be able to be as good. But he's not the first 7'4", 7'5". I mean, well, he's probably one of the few 7'5" guys I've seen. But we've seen guys that have been very lanky and tall get tall in the league. So we'll see, man. I feel like I have to see more from him. He hasn't played in the NBA guys yet. He's only played summer league guys. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and that's going to be the biggest test right there. And we all know he's going to get beat up in the paint. So I think this question should be revisited in maybe about 3 years when he's had a chance to get into the weight room, develop his game to cater to the NBA level and the NBA defense that he's going to have to face, because the NBA defense is a little more top-notch than overseas defense, to say the least there.
Yeah. And speaking of folks who came into the league with potential but didn't do anything, the ESPYs poked fun at none other than Ben Simmons, as they talk.
I think poking fun was an understatement.
They created a commercial for Bricks for Kids, basically saying that all of Ben Simmons' bricks were donated to create housing for underprivileged children. I found that hilarious. I'm pretty sure Ben Simmons did, and I remember you sent me the video. And the first thing I sent back to you was, well, Ben Simmons is going to be out for the rest of next season because he's officially out next season. His feelings are hurt, gone for the season.
Oh my God, dude! When I saw that entire video, it was like and it's not like they even let up on him. It's like the shots kept coming through that entire skit, dude. Oh, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, like they're just going off on this guy. So yeah, his feelings are 100% hurt. We probably won't see him in the league for the rest of the year, because Lord knows the NBA is going to profit off of this and be like Bricks for Kids, and take some of the worst shooters in the game, not only Ben Simmons but some of the other terrible shooters, and just $500 for every missed shot. $1,000 for every air ball from these players here. Can you imagine that?
I mean, we would be saving the world one brick at a time. I'm trying to tell you.
Absolutely, man.
So on to some other news. We got this. I mean, this is little. The Suns add Bol, and they traded Payne. They traded Campaign for nothing, pretty much. Just a second round draft pick. I thought they were filling out their roster, but apparently Phoenix has decided they're just gonna run a 10-man roster.
They're gonna run
I don't know what they're doing.
Roster, man.
What the hell are they doing?
They got rid of their backup point guard for and a washed up center.
They never had a starting point guard. I don't know what they're doing. I don't dude. I have no idea what's going on over there.
That doesn't make any sense, man. You need point guards, and then they're gonna Bradley. Like we said, Bradley Beal's not a point guard. Devin Booker's not a point guard, and Kevin Durant ain't a point guard. So who's running the point for you guys? No one.
They're gonna make either Booker. They're gonna make Booker run point guard more than likely. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just curious about. I guess they feel like they're the Globetrotters. They're just gonna put up 30 point, build a 20-point lead, put their bench in for a while, let it go down to about 7, and then bring the starters back in and finish out the game. I don't know what the plan is, but they don't have a fully filled out roster. Ayton is still, he's okay, but with those amount of shooters, I don't think Ayton's going to see the ball that much. And he's not going to help you on defense either. They still really need, I don't know who they're going to fit in with that starting lineup. I mean, they've got their 4 down. I don't know who the 5th one is. I thought it would have been a point guard, but now that Payne is gone, I have no idea who they're going to put in there, man. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess, whatever. Aiden can't even get into the pick and roll with none of these guys because none of them can run the pick and roll, you know? Yeah. You need a floor general to do that, and none of these guys are going to get you into a pick and roll.
It's going to be a lot of jump shots. A lot of jump shots. Anyway, absolutely. Moving on. So I want to talk about this because the WNBA had its All-Star festivities. The one that comes to mind, or that is at the head of news is the Sabrina Ionescu. I got to say her name right. She actually won the 3-point contest and put up a 37 points. Now, it's the same setup as the men's. The only difference, of course, is going to be the 3-point line itself, which is a little bit closer. They play the international 3-point line, which is closer than the NBA 3-point line. And then she sent a little message over to Steph Curry saying, shootout ? And that got me thinking. So, is there an opportunity to create co-ed events like this where, and I think the NBA All-Star has done it once or twice, but co-ed events where you can possibly bring women or bring the guys to them or whatever you want to do, but a co-ed 3-point contest or a co-ed, obviously not a dunk contest, but something like a skills competition or things like that. That wasn't even. Who's going to compete in the dunk? That wasn't contest? A joke. I was just making sure I pointed out that wasn't going to happen. Okay, folks. Seriously. Anyway.
To me, it was. I thought that was hilarious, dude. I think it's a great thing to maybe do. They incorporated a 4-point, a deep 3-point shot as well. Yeah. During the WNBA 3-point, I thought that was actually pretty good idea. I think the NBA tried that during the COVID All-Star game, but I mean, who wouldn't want to watch it out? If anyone watches the All-American, the McDonald's All-American Skills Challenge, they do a men's and a women's 3-point contest, and the winner from each go head-to-head to be the ultimate winner there. So I think the NBA and WNBA may be able to collaborate on that. And this makes much more sense than watching Brittany Griner face off against DeMarcus Cousins, because we all know how that story is going to end very tragically for the WNBA. But this is one of those, and maybe like a co-ed skill event, because they did try that a few years ago where they mixed current, former, and then WNBA players into a skills challenge. So I think you can incorporate something like that there. I think I watch it. I think I watch Sabrina versus Curry because she's the best 3-point shooter in the WNBA, and for her to even drop 37, I know we make fun of the WNBA a lot, but the men aren't dropping 37. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, right. And I think it's something to put the eyes on WNBA because obviously they need it. You need the eyes there. You need to try to spruce up your league. You got to get these names out there and get folks to support. So I think that's a great way to intertwine.
And they have a lot of good things. WNBA is going to have an opportunity to really market their game with Sabrina, and then you have Caitlin Clark next year. Yeah. You got Angel Reese in that same category, and they have a nice little rivalry going on after the women's Final Four. I think you're going to have that opportunity to really market to the game. This is their opportunity. This is what we've talked about here to really take advantage of that there. So hopefully they do it. But yeah, I think that'd be a great little collaboration with the NBA and WNBA to get a 3-point shootout happening.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know what? I'm so tired of this guy. He gets on my nerves, but he's a great guy, and that's Steph Curry. Apparently, he won some golf
I
tournament or
don't hate on my
something.
man. Come
He's
on.
the only guy. He's the only guy in the world. The man is just. He's knocking down eagle putts, shooting threes, and getting his wife pregnant all in the matter of 5 minutes. It's just the man can't miss, can't miss, and
Literally.
kudos to Steph for continuing to be a dead-eye assassin no matter what he's doing. And I'm not gonna hate on him, but I mean, come on. It has to stop somewhere. But hopefully, at the end of his career, maybe he stops. When he stops playing basketball, maybe he'll go into playing the game of golf, and you never know. But the man is otherworldly.
Hey, you selling my man? You selling my man short right now because he also had a hole in one during that tournament.
He did.
Too.
He had a hole in one and an eagle putt.
Let's not forget about that. He had
seriously, bro.
But look at the reaction. Like, dude, he got MVP chance at a golf tournament. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who's getting that there?
Yeah, no, but, good for him.
Again,
good for him.
Everywhere he goes, it's a draw. And golf is his other thing. He did the whole match with him and Klay Thompson versus Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and that was just more of hey, that was out of a fun kind of thing. But this was an actual golf tournament. There was a big trophy involved. Yeah. There was a winner. It was impressive. An athlete hasn't won it since the 2000s, to say.
Yeah.
So he's a good golfer. He's competed in some local there was a tournament out near San Jose. He competed in, and it was a PGA tournament too. So look, you can hate the man all he wants, but the people love him. Like you said, he got an MVP chant at a golf course.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods never got that. Nobody was yelling MVP for Tiger Woods.
Hey, hey, you're not supposed to yell MVP if you're on the golf tournament because they don't have an MVP in golf. But anyway, until Tiger Woods' son comes out, yes, Steph Curry, enjoy the time because golf does need some excitement. So good for him. Let's transition to some of the random stuff, folks, that has been happening in and around sports, really. And Pete was so kind to look up some of this stuff, so we're gonna have a little fun with this. But Philip Rivers, ever since his retirement, apparently has been very busy, or was busy during. He's having baby number 10. So I don't know if he's trying to start his own football team, but he's well on his way to a full offensive line, wide receiver. I think he's missing
tight end.
Might be missing the tight end right now. But number 10. So kudos to Philip Rivers for having another baby, man.
Man, can you let me ask you this, T, because you got a family of your own, right?
Not 10.
Can you imagine the conversation him and his wife had about having baby number 10? Like, where does the conversation stop? Like, she's like. She literally said, "Yeah, I'm okay with it." Like after the 10th kid, man, it's like, yo.
I mean,
when are you gonna say no?
I mean, I understand you have the money, but money isn't. It's not everything when it comes to kids, dude. It's a lot of time, energy, and 10. Like my dad had. There's 5 of us, but 10. I don't think I had 2, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. I'm sorry, man.
Double-digit kids.
That's crazy. I wouldn't even. I would call everybody's name before I got the right one. I wouldn't even get the names right.
Hey, the quarterbacks who have the playbook on
their that's probably what
will be his kids' names in there too.
Philip Rivers doing like, hey, how come? Hey, number 5, how come you don't have the purple armband you're supposed to be wearing today? Like, I have no idea how you. There has to be twins in there somewhere, right? I mean, there has to be.
I think so. There has to be. You can't have 10 kids and not one of them be a set of twins.
Yeah, like.
Can you imagine him color coding his twins?
Oh man.
Or color coding all 10 kids just so he gets blue.
Yeah. At that point, we're a team of 5. There's a team of 5 on each side, or maybe I break them off in 2s. I don't know.
Definitely has an NBA team.
Oh yeah,
now,
dude. Can you imagine
full-fledged roster?
His chore board is looking like your taxes. Like it's got team 5, team 5's on dishes, team 6 is on upstairs, team 7. Well, they're rich, so maybe they have a nanny or somebody doing all that stuff for them. I don't know, but whatever. More power to them. But I'm not doing.
Dude, that's wild, man.
10 kids, dude. What the hell?
Hey. We forgot Mama Birdie in the chat. Happy birthday, son. Love, mom. Thank you, mom. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Turning damn near. I'm fucking getting close to 40 than I
Yeah,
imagined.
me too.
Jesus.
Join the club, my friend. Join the
Yeah, I
club.
guess so. Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah, well, and what are we? Speaking of club, the Quarterbacks Club. There's this new show on Netflix called Quarterback, and it's direct. It's produced. You're right. It's produced by Peyton Manning. Great guy, big head. We all know him and love him. And he's got a show that gives you kind of behind the scenes. It's a mature show, so it's rated MA. So it's we're going into some undercover background stuff on some top ranked quarterbacks. So we got Patrick Mahomes in there. We've got who else we got in there? We've got
Marcus
Marcus Mariota, and then we also have
and Kirk
Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins. There you go, the $100 million man, Kirk Cousins. But he's not. Well, I guess we got the $250 million man in Mahomes in there too. But I think it's a really good show, folks. Check it out if you kind of want to see the behind the scenes, what guys are doing in between games, some of the family things that they're doing. All we see is what happens when they're on the football field, but these guys go home to their families, and even watching Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has a terrible game, fumbles the ball, other team wins, go home. He's out at the fireplace, hanging out with his kids, contemplating life and all this great stuff. But then the wives are heavily involved, so you get a chance to kind of hear some of the information from the significant other. So I thought it was a pretty interesting show. But there is one thing apparently that got on B's nerve, and that was the Patrick Mahomes talking voice, or his elevated voice.
Yo.
He, as we all know, he has the Muppet type voice where he says kind of like, he sounds like a sock puppet. But
It's terrible.
apparently when he gets a little agitated or he starts to get a little tired or starts to lift that voice, it gets a little raspy and it starts to sound like, I don't know what the hell that is. B, elaborate. What would bother you about this guy?
I don't know, I don't know what it was, but like when he talked, I just I couldn't stomach it anymore.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to make some valid points while I was watching the document, and I was like, oh my god, dude, shut the hell up, man! I can't take it no more. Like I can see why him and his wife, because his wife's got an annoying voice as well. I'm not saying my voice is perfect either, everyone, because I'm sure some of you guys may hate my voice. But dude, just watch the first 2 episodes, and it's like, yo, am I in a puppet show, or is that really Kermit? Is that really Patrick
It's
Mahomes?
literally Kermit and Piggy, folks. That's what we're watching.
Oh wow, nice.
And I'm not talking about the way they look or anything like that. We're just talking about the similarity in voices. The voices. So I'm not trying to hate on Mahomes or his wife. Kudos to them, but we gotta poke fun where we can find it. So,
but for the average fan, this is a document to watch here, or just in general, because we put athletes on these pedestals, right? Because that's all we see them on. We see them on Sundays. We see baseball players every week. We see the NBA players every other day. We think that these just godlike figures because they play a sport that we love to watch. But just watching them live off the field, they live just like us.
Yeah. They
just have more money than us.
Yeah.
But they literally live a life. Like, in all honesty, watch the way Kirk Cousins and Marcus Mariota live.
Yeah.
That's what intrigued me the most there. And I know you just got into it, and I finished the whole series. Yeah. But there's some things in there that they do that are like, I should kind of consider something like that though.
Yeah.
But dude, it's such a humbling thing to watch here, because you're watching one of the hardest position in all of sports. It take place, and it gets and then you get to see what they look like after the field. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the position in the football we talk about the most, that we criticize
obviously,
the most?
It's got to be the quarterback.
It's the quarterback position.
Yep.
And for them to really allow their lives, because the quarterback position is such a sanctioned position, man. It was nice to see something different outside of being judged off of their pads and helmets and what they do off the field. So it's a real powerful document here to watch.
Yeah, so folks, it's called Quarterback on Netflix. Check it out. We approve. It's got the B&T stamp of approval.
Absolutely. And then Netflix, what if you need us to plug any sports documents, hey, come reach us. We got you. We just plug quarterbacks for you, so let us know what you need plugged,
Oh
man.
yeah, let us know. I will gladly narrate 5 seconds. I promise. I won't mess it up.
I would for sure.
All right. So what else we got? Jake Paul. He's going to be fighting. Who's he fighting?
I think it's Nick
Nick
Diaz. I
Diaz.
think Nate Diaz.
So
What are the
can
Diaz
we
brothers?
talk? I mean, I feel like Floyd Mayweather has been doing a lot of this as well after his boxing career. He's fought in Tokyo and all over the place. Um, these sanctioned fights where we're taking, just I get Jake Paul's like originally what, some type of YouTuber or something, or what the hell was
Goofy
his
ass
name? I don't even know.
YouTuber.
Yeah, these guys. Why are we doing this? It's a money grab, and it's all about the attention. And I really just think it really points to this weird thing that we have with celebrities, where we put a little bit too much on celebrity. Guys actually have to have skills to fight. They actually have to be skilled to be, in a competitive world of sports. We can't just be the Kim Kardashians of the world, where we're just famous for being famous. You actually have to have
Yeah.
some type of skill or something that you work your entire life up to doing. And the amount of time and effort that's put into that, I think it's ridiculous. These guys, they just come in and they decide, well, I'm just going to get out there and do it because I have a YouTube channel. That somehow elevates my entire life to the point that I feel like I can just do anything now. It's ridiculous.
Dude, it drives me nuts look, Jake Paul put a little bit of excitement into boxing.
Yeah.
He's only fought one professional fighter and he got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
The other guys he's fought have been 3 UFC fighters and an NBA player. There's no fighting talent in any of that. And look, UFC fighters are built and trained differently.
Yeah.
They're not looking to box. They incorporate boxing
Right.
into their skill set, but it's not something that they're heavily relied on. And then, it's because of the name that it carries the weight. So he challenged us to a boxing match. You're not fighting boxers. You're fighting guys who are used to an octagon ring instead of a square ring. It's a totally different environment, to say the least. So, look at Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor went to go fight Mayweather. The money it drew,
Yeah.
and Conor McGregor didn't do too bad. But at the end of the day,
It's a money
Mayweather
grab.
could have really. It's a money grab. Mayweather could have really knocked him out. Pretty
Dude,
much
you're
here.
getting paid $100 million a fight. To fight whomever. You know what I mean? So, yeah, why not pick up the tab? It doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be that much of a competition. And that's what I think it is. It's just a money grab. It's just a celebrity. It's just like, remember the old show on MTV, Celebrity Deathmatch, with the claymation characters? That's exactly what this is.
Let's just go to that.
That's exactly what this
Let
is.
MTV handle that.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what we're watching. It's just all celebrity. It's stupid. Just like we talked about the Elon Musk wanting to fight Zuckerberg. These guys. The money goes to your head, and then you start thinking you could fly or something. Dude, stop it. Stop it.
Look, Elon Musk is already trying to fly. He's shooting rockets off left and right. But actually, if anyone gets a chance, I know Mark Zuckerberg actually trains with Adesanya and Volkanovski, both professional fighters. They're saying Mark could hold his own in that realm there. Mark looking a little like Elon really shouldn't take this fight, to say the least, there, because Elon looks like a bad vanilla pudding.
Yeah, he
and
does.
Mark Zuckerberg actually looks like a fighter, to be honest with you. So,
well, Zuckerberg. They don't have. Elon Musk is I think a little older than him, and Zuckerberg. I think he could have beat him up even if he didn't have it. I just don't I don't know.
that's probably.
I don't know if Elon Musk. If I put those two guys in the elevator, I'm rooting for Zuckerberg even without the fighting skills.
Oh, you know what? That's a good fight. You know what? Someone start an elevator fight now. If no one's seen it, they actually have phone book fights. Like people get in a phone book and fight.
Oh
Dude,
my God.
it's pretty gnarly to say the least.
Yeah, that limited amount
But
of
yeah, maybe
space.
elevator fights. That'd be good.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You gotta beat me up before I get to the third floor. We got Mama Birdie chiming in with give Kim a break. She is trying to get her law degree. Yes, she's trying now, but all we're saying is to amass the amount of money she's had to this point, a lot of it was based on some celebrity type stuff that we won't say too much about. Uh,
Talk about it. I'll say it right now. Thank God for Vivid Videos, man. They caught everything on that one. She sold herself to that. Her and Ray J,
yeah,
to say the least. I'll put it out in the
yeah,
universe. It's already there.
it's a hot mess, man. But anyway, again, and Mom Birdie also chimed in. It's called entitlement. Yeah, it is. Once you earn an amount of money, you start to think that you're no longer human. That's why those guys ended up in that darn submarine, trapped and imploded under the ocean.
Oh,
Because let's be honest, folks, $250,000 to do that, no regular person is doing that. You know, that's only
yo,
rich people.
Netflix is wrong for that too because after all of that, guess what they put on Netflix shortly after?
What's that?
Titanic.
Dude, I mean,
Yo,
I don't want to get too far with this story, but the bottom line is, I watched the little not documentary, but it was a news report about the actual submarine and a news reporter that attempted to go down there with them, or I think he ended up going down there with them, and the guy was controlling the thing with a Best Buy game controller. They were communicating coordinates through text message. It was not it was not up to snuff, my
it
friend.
was not the safest. It was
And
not the safest.
and there
No.
was no safety measures involved. They sealed it shut on both ends from the outside. So once you got in there, the hope was you just made it back to the surface, and that was it. There was no emergency, and then some balloons pop out, airbag deploys, and you end up floating to the top. No, there were no safety measures in place, folks. So yeah, again,
No.
don't let the money fool you, folks. You know, you make so much money. It's very important to be grounded, and let that be the B&T Sports Talk Show takeaway of the day, I guess. Stay grounded.
Hey, stay humble, folks.
Yep.
But hey, real quick, your boy LeBron made a statement during the ESPYS here. He got his award, and first of all, dude, did you see his speech? Why was his beard darker than his hair? Can you elaborate a little that for me?
Well, one, he has to color his beard because it's turning gray. That's number one. And the hair on his head is not really the hair on his head. I mean, we all know he has hair transplants. That's why he has hair. You always know, because by the time we get to the playoffs, most of it's gone. He's back to wearing the headband. So yeah, most of that's all plugs, man. Because the middle part and the back don't grow in quite the way it does in the front, and I'm really looking forward to bald Braun at this point. Like I'm hoping he embraces being bald and just cuts it all off. You know, why go?
I say for the final year of his career, just let it go.
Yeah.
Let Charles Barkley have his moment and let it go.
Let it go. I remember the game.
Kevin Durant. Him and Kevin Durant.
Oh man, KD is worse because KD not even trying. I mean, at least Braun is trying. KD got the full head of BDB buckshots, man. That ain't right. You need that. I mean, he need to go ahead and brush that, man. Stop playing, man. Like for real, like that's not cool. That's not cool, man. And you know, I think when guys are taller, they figure nobody can see the top of their head. But you know, we always see it all on TV.
That's why we got cameras, sir, and that's why they're pointing at this angle and not that.
I gotta stop talking about KD because I don't want to end up on one of his burner accounts. You know.
Hey, bad publicity is good publicity. So put us on your burner account.
I guess you're right.
But did we get off subject with the whole different beard coloring? But LeBron James just said, "Hey, he's saying hell no to retirement. He's not retiring anytime soon because he's got a lot to still give to the game, which he does. But this is something we already knew. Like he's already come out and publicly stated he's waiting for his son to get into the league so he can play a year with his son." and then retire. Well, your son's not in the league yet, so we all know you're still going to continue to play. So I'll let you fire on this one first
Yeah,
too,
so
with the whole hell no to
yeah, it was
retirement.
a waste of time. We all knew he wasn't gonna he was
Yeah,
gonna come back. I don't think anybody thought he was gonna actually retire, not just because of the Bronny rumor, but because they put a team together that was so close to playing in the finals. And even though they got swept by Denver, the team showed some grit. So give that whole team 1 year, and then you can decide if you want to retire after that. By the way, LeBron's last year of his contract is next year, so he can make that decision then if he chooses to. But this year, no, I knew he was going to play because this is his best shot at winning the championship. What else is he going to do? I mean, is he going to do?
yeah,
Retire and sit around on his thumbs all day? He's going to coach Bronny's AAU team, or no, excuse me, Bryce's AAU team.
yeah.
So I don't think so. So yeah, thank you for letting us know or telling us what
What
we
we already
already
knew.
knew. We appreciate you, Bron. Thank you. Good try.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Thanks, appreciate it, man. Thanks for thanks for that stage worthy
Yeah.
moment there. But I mean, look, you said it. He's got his best chance to win 5. He has to get to 5 rings. He needs that 5th ring.
Yeah, he does.
Um, to help with his legacy there. So, better start working on it soon, man, because it's already bad enough you lost a ton of final games. But I'm not going to get into that whole debate. I think it's I think it's different to say the least there. So
All right. Well, I think that's all we got. We got Mama Birdie chiming in with, okay, boys, good show. Thank you. And telling you to have a great time in
on
on
vacation,
vacation.
aloha.
Aloha.
That's
Sounds like
right.
a wonderful time. Well,
Whew.
well, folks, we're gonna get B into his birthday festivities and out to Hawaii, and yeah, that way he can have mai tais or whatever he's gonna be drinking, while
No
we're
mai tais, my man. No
no
mai
mai
tais.
tais. He's gonna be having
Straight
some
soda, water, and coconut
delicious
water.
food.
Cannot
He's
wait.
gonna have some delicious food, I'm
You know
sure.
it.
It's
Woo!
gonna be nice
We'll
and full.
come back 100 pounds heavier. I promise you that, and a skin tone
There
darker.
you go. There you go. I'm looking forward to the tan lines around your eyes.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, it's gonna be. I gotta find a way to fill it out. Maybe I'll just spray tan my eyes since I gotta have sunglasses on most of the time.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, folks, we since B will be out on vacation, we probably will not have a show next Sunday because my man is gonna be he's gonna be in Hawaii for a little while. But we will come back the following Sunday to get folks caught up on some of the happenings in sports. But until then, again, if you like what you see, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a homie. Go ahead and subscribe. Tell them to check us out. Hit that notification button. And please hit the like button. We appreciate it. Until then, folks, peace.
Later.
Late.